Hey friends, welcome back to Lulu Ladybug Creations. Today we're going to be making a tumbler I'm calling Farm Life. Hi, my name is Christy and I'm the owner and creator at Lulu Ladybug Creations. Y'all can reach me should y'all have a personal message at lululadybugcreations@yahoo.com. And please be sure to follow me across all 3 social media pages at Lulu Ladybug Creations. I hope you enjoy the beauty of handmade. Alright, so we're going to start off with a prep 20-ounce tumbler. This vinyl is a 12 by 12 I got from Hobby Lobby, and it's called, I think it's called Vintage Florals, but the tumbler it's a 20 ounce, but it's not a skinny straight. It's got a slight little taper to it. So I only spray painted the top and the bottom in white matte spray paint, and we're going to use my specialized measuring to get the size that I need for the tumbler. This is my method of measuring, nothing fancy. We're just gonna kind of mark it where I think it should be cut, and we're gonna cut it. And so because this tumbler is not a skinny straight, it's gonna need a little bit of trimming at the top, but we're gonna go ahead and add this to the tumbler, making sure I have enough coverage for the entire tumbler. Again, like I said, it's a tapered tumbler, it's not a skinny straight. So we're going to use some painter's tape to hold off on the tumbler on vinyl on one end. And then what we're going to do is we're going to place the vinyl on the tumbler using the hinge method by cutting off about a 1/2 inch of the backing, and then making sure that it's placed down straight onto the tumbler. Now we're going to use this extra large squeegee that I got from the Bowen, and we're going to use the harder side to make sure that we don't get no air bubbles trapped under the vinyl when we're laying it down on the tumbler. Now, because it's not a skinny straight tumbler, at the top of the rim, the vinyl kind of overlapped on one side. So what I'm doing here is taking some painter's tape from one end of where it's straight, and then cutting off the excess where it goes over toward the top of the rim, and that way we can have a really straight seam around the top of the tumbler. Now what we're going to do is we have some Makerflo glitter. It's called Snow Globe, and it's a fine iridescent glitter. And we're going to place it on the tumbler using the epoxy method. And I'm using Resin Rockers. I did mix up 10 milliliters, 5 milliliters of part A and 5 milliliters of part B. But I don't even think I used the whole 10. It's a very fine glitter, so it doesn't need much. But what we're going to do is use the glitter and place it towards the bottom of the tumbler and at the top of the tumbler. So I want to make sure I have the bottom covered completely, and then we're going to go heavy at the very bottom right there toward the front. And then what we're going to do is let it waterfall down towards the middle of the cup. And we're going to do that for both the bottom of the tumbler and for the top of the tumbler. Now it's not too bright or too dark of a color to where it's not going to hide any of my florals. I mean, it does cover it a little bit, but that's what I like about this glitter is you can almost kind of see through it. So we want to get it heavy at the bottom, heavy at the top, but when we waterfall it towards the middle of the tumbler, we are giving it light coverage. Okay, so now that we have got our glitter coverage, what I'm doing is I mixed a little bit of white acrylic paint into the leftover epoxy that I had. And you know how you would normally do like a galaxy, is it a galaxy? Milky Way? Y'all know what I mean. Tumbler. Well, that's what I'm kind of adding to this tumbler, just to give it a little more something. And not, of course, not enough to cover my flowers on the vinyl, but enough to give it a little bit more dimension. So we'll get all this placed on a tumbler, and then we'll let it cure for let me see, after pop bubbles, I let it cure overnight, and it was ready the next day to continue on. So here we are after our coat of epoxy. I did add, off camera, I did add a little bit of, it's called Cherry Blossom Glitter. It's a iridescent pink glitter. I did add that to where I added the white acrylic paint, just of course to give it a little extra something. Now this image, they're geese, farm geese I got from Creative Fabrica. It did have the word farm life on top of the image, but we took it off because we're gonna make it the letters bigger. So these flowers I also got from Creative Fabrica, and I didn't want it to, I wanted to give some kind of, I guess I kind of wanted to make the flowers on the vinyl pop a little bit more by adding bigger flowers. And we've got Farm Life, and we have it cut out in, oh goodness, I don't even know the font I used. But we have it cut out in brown vinyl, and we're going to put the word farm on top, and then Farm Life at the bottom. And I was kind of deciding, making sure I had enough room. But we didn't do an offset or anything. We just did just the font, just one layer of the wording, and making sure that it's laid down on the tumbler really well, so that when we go in to put our final coat of epoxy, it doesn't seep underneath the. Now, life, the word life. I accidentally placed it over the flowers, and here I thought, oh my goodness, I messed it up, because when you place transfer tape over images that you print, I don't know if you'll be able to see it here, but it took off some of the image, and I thought, oh, we're not going to do this today. So we're going to start over with the word life. I took it off, and I didn't want to redo the images of the flowers, because of course I put it over the image of the geese, and if I took off the flowers, then of course it's going to mess up the image from the ducks, the geese. So what we're going to do is trim off the bottom part of the flowers where the image got lifted up from the transfer tape, and make it just a straight line. And then I recut out the word life, and then we'll go back in, being very careful and placing it, making sure that I don't get the transfer tape on the image this second time around. Okay, here we go. Second time around, placing the word live, being very careful not to let the transfer tape touch my flowers. And this cup, pretty much after this, is done. We are done with this. It came out really, really pretty. Now what we're gonna do is, off camera, I'm gonna add my little logo down at the bottom of the tumbler. Then we'll go in with our final 2 coats of epoxy and take some pictures and a video, and this is it. I hope y'all enjoyed this tumbler tutorial as much as I enjoyed creating it. Y'all be sure to go in, like, subscribe to my page, tap that bell to get notified so when I upload a new video, you'll know. And if you have any comments, suggestions, please leave them below in the comment section. I have everything that I used for this tumbler linked down in the description. I also have my wish list from Amazon listed down there as well. And again, thank y'all for visiting my channel. Thank y'all for staying till the end. It really does help my channel out. Thank y'all again.